My dear learners, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is MD Saiful Islam, an assistant teacher of our high school of Bangladesh, and you are most welcome in my Saiful English Academy. Again, dear learners, hope that you are very fine by the grace of Allah and watched my previous classes smartly as well as you are connected with me to watch my video classes. So, my dear learners, now take a look at the board and try to understand. Today's class have been present in front of you with a new word and a new class named changing sentence from simple to complex to compound with an interesting role, media learners with the reference of my previous classes. Of course, you know that various kinds of classes about changing sentence from simple to complex to compound already have been uploaded in my YouTube channel. Hope that you watched my previous classes smartly. The previous classes was that, my dear learners, rule number one, rule number two, rule number three, rule number four, rule number five, rule number six, rule number seven, rule number eight, rule number nine, rule number 10, and with the reference of my previous classes have been present to rule number 11. So, my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand the relationships. Among simple, complex, and compound sentences that my dear learners to discuss subject plus be verb plus articles plus adjective plus noun plus extension. This structure is used in a simple sentence. But when you are going to change suspense of statement into a complex sentence, you have to follow the structure. That means subject, be verb, articles, noun, extension, plus relative pronoun who, with which, plus be verb plus adjective. Okay, my dear learners, when you are going to change suspense of statement into a compound sentence, have to follow the structure. Okay, my dear learners, that means subject plus be verb plus articles plus noun plus extension hypothest plus and plus subject plus be verb plus adjective. Okay, my dear learners, for that you have understood you clearly. With the reference of this relationships, I'm trying to show you some examples. So maybe let's take a look at the board and try to understand. At first, I'm trying to write a simple sentence with the reference of the structure. Raisha is brilliant student in our school. In our school. Well, let's take a look at the board and try to understand. You have to mind that, my dear learners, there is no any change from subject to articles. Subject to article at the time of changing the sentence into a complex sentence. So, my dear learners, try to change the sentence into a complex sentence. My dear learners, at first write subject, yes, subject, Russia, then verb, then articles, then you'll have to use noun after the words of adjective of this statement. My dear learners, here after words of adjective noun is student. So write student, then extension is possessed in our school, then write relative pronoun between who oblique which. You'll have to mind that, my dear learners, if subject express personal, you'll have to use who. If subject is non-personal, you have to use which. After you have understood clearly. Then write be verb. Then you write the adjective. Adjective of the statement is that, my dear learners, brilliant. Already we can see that, my dear learners, already this sentence has been changed into a complex sentence because this sentence has a principal clause and a subordinate clause. And according to the definition of complex sentence, we know that, my dear learners, complex sentence is a type of sentence which has a principal clause and a subordinate clause. Hope that you have understood clearly. Okay, Median, if you are told to turn the statement into a compound sentence, Median, so what steps should you take to change a sense of statement into a compound sentence? You have to mind that there is no change from subject to article of the statement. So, write subject, verb, article, then write noun, student, extension in our school. Okay, my dearness, now you'll have to write and middle of the statement, then write subject again, then verb, then write adjective of this statement, really and my dear learners, take a look at the board and try to understand. This sentence has already has been changed into compound sentence because according to the definition of a compound sentence, you know that a compound sentence is a type of sentence which has two features joined together by coordinating convention. Hope that you have understood clearly. Maybe let's now try to write here another example for it to make you understand. Mr. I said was a famous teacher in our school. Okay, maybe learners, subject to change the statement to into complete sentence. Maybe learners, what steps should we try to change the statement to into complete sentence? Maybe learners, there is no any change from subject to article. So write down subject, Mr. Acid, verb, watch, articles, A, then write noun, teacher, extension in our school. Then write your relative pronoun who, then write verb, what, then adjective of this statement. The adjective of this statement is, of course, famous. Okay, listeners, this sentence has already been transferred into a complex sentence because this sentence has a principal clause and a subordinate clause. Okay, listeners, suppose you try to turn this statement into a compound sentence. Listeners, what steps should you check, listeners? Right, try to solve Mr. Acid was a teacher extension in our school. Then let's go age, right, and then subject. Yes, subject Mr. Acid, definitely he. Then right be verb was, then adjective. Okay, my dear listeners, this sentence had already been transferred into a compound sentence. Hope that you have understood clearly. My dear listeners, now trying to show you another example. My dear listeners, take a look at the board and try to understand. Karim is a boy who is talented. Okay, maybe let's take a look at the board and try to understand. So at first, you'll have to identify what category of sentence. We can see that, my learners, and this sentence has one principal clause and one subordinate clause. So, so we can consider this statement applies to a composition. Suppose we are trying to change this statement into a compound sentence. Major learners, what steps should you take, major learners? You have to mind that there is no any change of the principal clause. So, write the principal clause, Korean is a boy. Then write coordinate conjunction, and now you'll have to change the subordinate clause into a principal clause. So for this, you'll have to delete related pronoun, and you'll have to use and, then subject, then the verb, then extension. That means the adjective, talented. Okay, millionaires, this sentence has already been transferred into a compound sentence. Okay, millionaires, suppose you're told to change this statement into a simple sentence. What steps should you take, millionaires? You have to mind that there is only a principal clause in a simple sentence. So, millionaires, in this case, you'll have to transform both principal clause and subordinate clause into only one principal clause. So write down material learners, subject, coding, verb, is, then article, then bring the adjective, challenge, then noun. Okay, major learners, already this sentence has been transferred into a complex sentence. How that you have understood clearly. Maybe let's now trying to write another example to make you understand. So maybe let's take a look at the board and try to understand. Bangladesh is a country, and it is beautiful. Okay, maybe let's take a look at the board and try to understand. So this sentence has two principal clause. Bangladesh is a beautiful country, and she is beautiful. This sentence has two principal clause, which is joined together by coordinate conjunction. So, so we can consider this sentence into compound sentence. Suppose you are told to change this statement into a complex sentence. So, what steps should you take? Nigel, and that's in this case, you have to mind that there is one change of first principal clause, right? First principal clause, Bangladesh is a country. And middle of the statement, instead of coordinate conjunction, and you will have to use subordinate conjunction, which in this case, which then you have to write the verb is, then adjective, right? Adjective, beautiful. Already this sentence has been changed into a complex sentence. Hope that you have understood clearly. Middle learner, suppose you are told to change the statement into a simple sentence. What steps should you take, middle learners? You have to mind that, middle learners, there is only a principal clause in a simple sentence. So, major learners will have to change both principal clause into one principal clause. So, learners try to write with the reference of the structure. At first, subject, Bangladesh, verb, article, adjective, noun. With the reference of this structure. Okay, Magellanus. Already we can see that Magellanus, this sentence has been changed into a simple sentence. Hope that you have understood clearly. Magellanus, in this class, I try to make you understand heart and soul about changing sentence one category of role from simple to complex to compound. My Dear learners, I don't want to learn in today's class, but I want to share some information or some experience with you, my dear learners. I want to suggest you that, my dear learners, you'll have to practice these rules again and again, attentively, and you'll have to watch my video classes again and again. My dear learners, I don't want to learn in today's class, but you are most welcome in my next class, as well as my dear learners. May Allah bless you. And now much to come to stay in with the new version and the new class. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.